credit cards, when used properly, because this is very important, if you're not going to use a credit card properly, do not get a single one, because you need to learn how to do that first before you go and get any of these cards that I recommend today, or just a card in general. When used properly, those cards become an amazing tool to excel your finances and also just get you generally free stuff. The point is, credit cards do offer a lot of value if you use the ones properly, and also if you get the right cards. So I'm going to talk to you about those 3 cards that I personally recommend today, because I think the average person can get away with about 2 to 3 cards across almost their entire lifetime, instead of getting 15 like me. Those categories are general cash back, so you might want a credit card for that. Travel, if you travel a lot, you're probably gonna want a credit card for that. Food, if you eat out a lot or order food or do anything with food often, then you probably should have a credit card for that. And the last one I wanna mention is renting. So this does of course depend on life circumstances, but if you do plan to rent an apartment, then there is a credit card that works really well and may work for you. And we'll classify that last one as a bonus just because it doesn't really work for everybody. If you don't rent or don't have to worry about any of that, you have a home, whatever, then of course that credit card doesn't apply to you, and we can still go back to just the 3. Either way, all those different factors, all those different categories of credit cards, I picked those for a particular reason, but they are not law. But in my personal finance opinion, I feel like those categories is where people spend the most money in, therefore it's worth having a general card for those spend categories. So let's talk about the first one that I mentioned, which is the general cashback credit card. When you go out in the world to swipe your credit card for whatever you may swipe it for, but you don't have a particular reason or a particular category you're swiping it in, then you might want to go with something more general like the Apple Card. Now there's other credit cards I'm going to mention on this list today, but the Apple Card is a pretty basic credit card because it offers you about 2% back everywhere where Apple Pay is allowed, which in this case in 2024, almost 2025, there is a lot of places that offer Apple Pay, or pretty much almost everywhere. So I think this actually is a solid cashback credit card for just general purchases, but there are plenty of others. Well, ideally for a general cashback credit card, you're gonna want a credit card that gives you 2% back minimum for everything. And I mean everything, anything that you can think of and everything that you can think of, you want at least 2% back on this credit card. So a lot of credit cards do offer 2% back, but there is one credit card that I know of that is not released yet, but is coming out very soon, that offers 3% cash back on everything, and that is the Robinhood Gold credit card. The Robinhood Gold credit card is partnered obviously with Robinhood, the Robinhood investing platform. If you don't know, you need to get to know it. I talk about investing a lot here on the channel, so if you're interested in that, then definitely check out the rest of my videos. Either way, the Robinhood Gold credit card, I can't show it to you. I do plan on getting it, but I don't have it because it hasn't been released yet. Either way, it does offer you a 3% cash back on everything. Other general cashback credit cards that I think work well are the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited credit card. One of them is right here. I don't have the other one, but regardless, they offer you up to 5% cash back across different categories and rotating categories. They also offer you a sign-up bonus. So if you don't know what a sign-up bonus is, typically when you sign up for a credit card like that, like the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you're gonna get a introductory period, typically 3 months in this case. And if you spend $500, I think they give you around $100, $150 back. That can be used for points, for a hotel or for a car rental, or I think just general cash back if you want to do that. But either way, they do offer you a sign-up bonus, and on top of that, they also offer you a 0% intro APR. If you don't know what that is, pretty much a 0% intro APR allows you to use the credit card and not have to worry about paying any interest over the introductory period. In that case, for that credit card, I think it's anywhere between 12 to 18 months. Citi Double Cash is also going to give you 2% cash back, one when you buy, one when you pay your card off. On top of that, the Fidelity Visa Signature credit card is going to give you 2% back everywhere. That's a great credit card if you have a Fidelity account. That's also another investing platform. You can pretty much get all the cash back from your Fidelity credit card and put it straight into your investment account, which I think is pretty cool. On top of that, we have the Wells Fargo Active Cash, and that is a flat 2% back as well on pretty much everything. They also offer sign-up bonuses for certain cards and 0% APRs for certain cards as well. You can go and do your own research on those cards, or you can ask me down below because I already kind of know. And lastly, if you are in the military or you know somebody that's in the military or could get a military-like connection or a military-like referral, then I think Navy Federal offers a lot of great credit cards. Any credit card from Navy Federal, they're gonna give you a high credit limit, which is amazing. And they also have solid cashback options. So can't complain there. And those are just some general, noteworthy, general cashback credit cards that I highly recommend to you. Next up, we're talking about travel. So if you wanna skip this entire section because you don't travel, by all means, skip the video because you don't travel. Either way, there are some great travel credit cards, but honestly, I really like to stick with two different travel credit cards. I think it's a travel credit card for someone that's looking to just get into travel and just starting to travel. So a basic travel card that doesn't cost that much money every single year, because we're getting to that yearly fee thing when it comes to a travel credit card. And also a luxury travel credit card that does cost a lot of money every single year. So either way, not gonna waste your time. The first one on the list is the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. This credit card is $95 every single year. And if you are just getting into travel, you're just hopping on planes, you're getting a little older, it has just enough amount of perks where it feels like this is a great credit card for you. It's a perfect starter travel credit card. On top of that, it offers tons of other benefits. I can't dive into all that in today's video. It's going to take way too long, but I did make a Chase Sapphire Preferred video. So if you like that, if you like this card or you want to know more information about this card, because it offers tons of benefits, I'm telling you, tons of benefits besides travel. So if you want to learn more about it, definitely check out the link down below. I have a link to the actual video that I made based around this card solely, so you can get all the details on it. But it is a solid beginner travel credit card. You will love it. And also, if you want to sign up with that card, I'll have a link down below in the description, because when you sign up, you get extra points, and I also get extra points. So it's greatly appreciated, but not required. Do whatever you want. Other than that, we also have this. The Amex Platinum credit card. Amex Platinum credit card is a luxury travel credit card. If you're not traveling, I would say at least like 4 to 5 times a year, I highly recommend you do not get this card. This card costs, I think, $695 every single year. So if you're not using the perks for this card, if you're not traveling, do not get the credit card. It's worthless. It is truly worthless. This is a luxury travel credit card. It's only for travel. Most of the perks are centered around travel, so do not do it. Also made another separate video talking about it, so if you're interested, check it out. Lastly, when it comes to travel credit cards, I would say the Capital One Venture X is also a nice, solid travel credit card. I think it's about $400 a year, $395, give or take. And pretty much you get a $300 credit. It's very straightforward. You get a $300 travel credit every single year, and like one other perk. So effectively, you're only paying about $100 a year for the credit card. The Amex Platinum, you're paying about $695 a year, but their perks, if you use all of their perks, you're probably gonna easily come out on top. I think their perks equal out to about $1,400 in value, if not more, every single year. And then for the Chase, tons of Chase perks, well above that $100 that you're gonna pay every single year for that card. I would say, honestly, just watch the videos on both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and also the Amex Platinum that I already made. I'll have both of those videos linked down below. They are great cards for the right reasons. Food, probably the highest spend category besides your living expenses. Food is something that we pretty much buy on a daily basis or weekly basis. I mean, we're spending a lot of money in food. We're spending it in restaurants. We're spending it in DoorDash or Uber Eats. No, takeout. It's all the same thing, right? The point is, you would want a solid cashback credit card. And if you get one credit card, I think getting a food credit card is probably one of the best, because like I said, I think it's just one of those high spend categories for most people. Either way, there are some solid credit cards for food. The first two is the two I mentioned before, the Chase Freedom Flex and also the Chase Freedom Unlimited. But both of these offer a lot of cash back when it comes to food options, and you can go on the Chase app, and sometimes they have a lot of different options actually there, where you might get on top of that 5%, you might get an extra 10 or 15% cash back depending on where you are, what restaurant you're going to, blah, blah, blah. You know, you get the point. Same thing goes with the Chase Freedom Flex. So I think they're both valid options. But on top of that, the Chase Sapphire Preferred also is a solid food credit card. Now, the next and probably the best food credit card that I've never owned, but I've always heard great things about, is the US Bank Altitude Go. This is going to give you 4% back, which is unheard of, especially for a no annual fee card. You're going to get 4% back in food, pretty much 4% back in restaurants, takeout, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that kind of good stuff. You're going to get 4% back, right? That's amazing. 4% back in dining. It's just as simple as it gets. You can't go wrong with that. I think it's a great credit card. The Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards credit card. This credit card is pretty solid because you get to choose what you want 3% on, 3% back in, pretty much. So if you want 3% back in dining, switch it on over on the app, 3% back in dining forever. If you want 3% back in gas, switch it on over the app, 3% back in gas. You get the point. Travel, same thing. Online shopping, same thing. You get the point. And the only other, I say, runner-up for the food category is the Amex Gold. I don't have the Amex Gold. I only have the Amex Platinum, which we talked about before. But the Amex Gold card is pretty much solid because it's great for food. That credit card, I think, has a $250 yearly fee. So I think it's other credit cards where you don't have to worry about a yearly fee at all, like the last 5 I mentioned, except for the Chase Sapphire. So I would go with one of those versus getting the Amex Gold just for food. They have other perks, of course, but yeah, it's okay. So those are the 3 major categories that I was talking about before. But like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there is a bonus 4th one. That bonus 4th one is the rent category, because if you are renting, there is a credit card for you. So let me grab it right here. And that is the Built credit card. This credit card is perfect for renting. I think they're supposed to push forward and make it work well for when it comes to paying for a mortgage. But for the time being and for what we're talking about today, it's for renting. So if you live in an apartment complex and you rent, then this is likely the credit card for you. You can go on Built's website and see if you can actually use it with your particular building. But for the most part, I think it's no issue. I haven't had any issue with anybody talking about it, but some buildings are a little iffy about it. But overall, Built actually does set up a virtual bank account, so you're still pulling money from a particular bank account to charge with this card, so it looks as though it's a bank account and not charging with a credit card, because typically buildings will charge you an extra fee if you try to pay your rent with a credit card, and that's simply not how the Built app functions. It functions still as a bank account, therefore it allows you to pay as if you are using a separate bank account and not a credit card to pay, and you still get 1% back on your rent every single month, which is 100% lovely. It's 100% lovely not because it's 1% back. It's 1% lovely because this is likely your highest spend category for the vast majority of people. If your rent is $3,000 a month, then by all means, you're going to be getting 3,000 points a month for something that you have to pay for no matter what. So the fact that you can get cash back without any penalty is perfect. And of course, with Built, you can go ahead and transfer those points out just like you can do with a lot of the other cards. You can transfer those points out for free flights, hotels, free perks, and stuff like that. And I think they also have merchandise on the app as well. I'll make a full-blown video talking about Built. Either way, it's a great card. I've gotten a lot of cash back from my rent alone already. But like I said, I'll make a full-blown video talking about the Built credit card and my experience with it after about, I think it's been about 8 months, 6 to 8 months now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's as much time as I got for today's video. Those are my 4 categories, or 3 to 4 credit cards that I think you should go ahead and pick up if you're looking to pick up a credit card, and only if you're going to use a credit card the right way, that if you're interested, I think make a lot of sense. And they're probably all you need when it comes to life. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay positive, stay hydrated. If you have any questions about personal finance regarding anything, I got you covered right here on Dollar Mike, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Peace. Trying to drink my water. Gotta drink the water. Stay hydrated, man.